that everything around you is a manifestation of your thinking on some level or another. You won't attract what you want. You're going to attract who you are. So in saying that, what you must do if you want to manifest those great, wonderful things in your life is, it's not something that you're going to create out there. It's something that you're going to create in here. So making peace with yourself, learning to love yourself, forgiving yourself, or whatever it is you need to do to feel better about who you are, takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. But it's the only way you're going to get to the point where you believe you deserve to create and manifest good things in your life. Otherwise, you will just be someone who manipulates and takes and tries to control the people, places, and things around you. And that's not receiving, that's taking. And that's not really manifesting. It's just self-centered fear. But if you're willing to take a look at those things in your life that are not working, and you have the courage to learn from those experiences, and then you go even a step further to heal those experiences to the best of your ability. I'm not saying that all things are going to heal and look perfect and be wonderful, because believe me, I know you can do everything you can in your power to make things good with some people, and it's never enough, because that's not where they are, that's not who they are. Some people are just so full of fear and believe that, only the worst is going to happen to them, that they can't see past it. And that's unfortunate. But for you, the person I'm talking to, when I say you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are, what I'm talking about is who you are, who you believe you are, right? Everything around you is based on your perception. I could say this grass is evergreen green, and you might call it emerald green. Everything around us is based on our own personal perception of things. That is why the true spiritual work, and oftentimes I get asked, what do you mean by the spiritual work? Well, that is the spiritual work. The spiritual work is shifting. It is, when we clear our thoughts of wrong motives, that our thought life will be placed on a higher spiritual plane. That's the spiritual work I'm talking about. You can't do anything about how others choose to live their life, or you can't even control what happens around you. But the one thing you can control is what happens inside of you. And so when you are trying to attract, when you are visualizing, when you are practicing law of attraction, you have to think and focus on what it is you do want, not what you don't want. And the other thing you have to do is you have to stay out of the how, the who, and the when. If you have a higher power, like I do, I believe in God, and you are co-creating with this divine energy of love, then what's going to happen is you're going to put out into the universe that which you desire, and then you're going to say, this or better now manifests for the good of me and everyone else. It's rarely ever going to look exactly the way you think it should, but trust me when I tell you, it's going to look exactly as it should. And so when you stay out of the who, the how, and the when, you're going to get, and you ask for this or better, that will now manifest for the good of you and everyone else. What you're going to find is that instead of getting Disneyland, the universe is going to give you Disney World, metaphorically speaking. The first thing you have to remove if you want to manifest anything good in your life is fear. Fear does not come from love. Fear comes from a dark place, and it's also a bad habit. It's something that I had to learn a long time ago about fear, is that fear is just simply a bad habit, and that I have a choice every moment, because every moment we are always in choice, and all we have is right now. Because do you know what's going to happen in 2 weeks? Do you want to know what's going to happen in 2 weeks? It's going to be right now again. Exactly. So I don't need to remind you or tell you how powerful you are, because I think you already know that. And we were created to create, and we were created to love, and we were created for joy and happiness. And if you choose anything else, of course, that is your free will, because we have free will. I was told by my higher power, God, that we have free will before we come to this earth, while we're here on this earth, and after we leave. That we have the gift of free will, and that it's a gift. It never leaves. It's always with us. And some might believe that there are things outside of their control. Well, honestly, everything is outside of your control. The only thing you can control is yourself. That goes back to free will. What are you going to choose? What will you choose today? Will you choose love? Will you choose seeing the best in everyone? Will you choose seeing the best in yourself? Will you raise your consciousness, levels of consciousness, so that you can focus on that, those things that you want to manifest in your life? And if you are in a slump or you're not feeling well, there are many things that you can do to lift yourself out of that feeling. I listen to frequency waves, I meditate, I try to be of service to another person, get out of myself, get out of my head. There are many things that you can do, but the most important thing is that what you need to do is you need to focus on that which you want, not what you don't want. Remember, your very strongest emotions of love and hate, or hate is really just fear, it's not really hate, it's just fear, you're going to attract those very things that you love and fear the most. So since you have a choice and you have the free will, why don't you just choose love? Just for today. Tomorrow come back and we'll do it again. And you can choose love all over again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Mwah. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.